Hey there, this is Melinda.
And Kate.
We're with the Coaches Console, and we work with coaches around the world to help them set up their business and get it launched and profitable.
And today we're here with Nan Reed Twist, our superstar, rock star boot camper, who is a mother of three, and she believes wholeheartedly in having her family first, to take care of them, to be there for them, and to make sure that that's so important. And she wants to have a coaching business as well. So here is her story.
And we call her the Rockstar Boot Camper. It's just not a title that we gave her. She actually won this title. She was in our last round of boot camp, and we had a contest going, and she went through the whole program, completed everything that a Rockstar Boot Camper would complete, and as a result, she won a spot. The contest prize was she won a spot with a week with us in Greece with our top mastermind partners to mastermind our business. So we wanted to share her story of how she went from where she was to a rockstar boot camper and having an amazing business while also having an amazing family. So, Nan, we're just going to ask you a couple questions. It's going to be kind of fun and relaxed, and you've got an amazing story, and we just want as many people to hear it. And I want to take you back to before boot camp. We're not going to stay there long, but let's go back before boot camp for a little bit. And before you went through the Easy Breezy Coaching Business Boot Camp, what were some of the top challenges that you faced? Like when you laid your head on the pillow at night, what was it that kept you up about your business?
Yeah, okay. Well, I first started my business in 2010, and I got clients very quickly in the beginning, and after a number of years, the warm inner circle and the outer layer beyond that started to slow down a little bit more to a trickle. So I wasn't sure how to really, I had never marketed myself, and I didn't really know how. And I actually hired Kate as a coach because I wanted to take my business to the next level. My kids were a little older. They're teenagers now. I felt there was an opportunity. And in the very beginning, when we looked at my calendar, Kate just laughed the very first session. She said, "Nan, there is no room in your life to grow your business." And using a tool she'd provided, I realized I had negative 12 hours for my business. So that's not a made-up number. So, so we did some what she called foundation creation, or setting the stage so I could take my business to the next level. And I sat my family down. Up to that point, you know, people talk about, is your coaching business, is it a business or is it a hobby? It had definitely been a hobby. And I wanted to do more. I wanted to reach more people. And frankly, I wanted to make more money because I've got 3 kids to put through college.
Yeah.
So I sat the family down and I said, okay, guys, everybody choose a day you're walking the dog. And they all did. And then we started cleaning up the kitchen as a family. There are all sorts of ways that I started, with Kate's help, asking the family to step up. And I'm a better mother as a result. The kids are learning skills. So I had to learn how to parent differently and how to respect my time differently. I had to learn to say no in ways that is honestly helpful for everybody. So before that, I wasn't really even taking as good a care of myself. I'm now in a fitness boot camp, which I've been in since our Coaches Console boot camp launched. So I'm taking better care of myself. I think I'm a better parent. Our kids are stepping up, and then, well, that's getting more into what happened as a result of boot camp.
Hold that thought for just a second. Let's. Not that there has to be anymore, but before that boot camp and before starting working with Kate, what were some other stresses or areas of frustration, or it kept you like at 2 in the morning? You're like, oh my gosh,
What am I going to do about this business?
like what is there anything else that?
I'd say 2 other things. One is just not knowing how to grow the business. That was big, very big, and the other thing was feeling like I spent too much time on the computer.
Yeah.
I wanted more time with my family, so I wanted to. It's like both things: wanting to grow the business and yet have more time.
Yeah, it's like a tug of war. Like you want to still eat, like you don't want to lose the family, but you got to like. And then you said you had negative 12 hours in your calendar, so I don't even know what to call that, but it was like this tug of war, and yet you had this burning desire to pursue your passions and what you loved, and to find a way to do that.
Yeah, and I didn't know how. So that was, which is why I reached out for help.
And I think you've already spoken a little bit, but let me throw this question in here to see if there's anything else about that. How did these challenges impact your business and even your life, because they were so closely related? Like, how did these, what effect did it have on you?
Well, you know, before I became a coach, I had had a career I loved, but I stopped that when I was at the end of pregnancy with our first child. So when I started coaching, I hadn't been unhappy before, but I was blossoming. I loved having this thing that was so meaningful and using my passions and my skills that had nothing to do with family. Mm-hmm. But as time went on, you know, in the beginning I had 8 clients kind of right off the bat. But a few years later, that started getting smaller. Mm-hmm. And so I was just, I don't know, getting a little discouraged, not being fed as much in terms of meaning and fulfillment and joy, which is what I'm all about. So, yeah, and I started wondering, you know, I know coaches typically 5 years later, they're not necessarily in business anymore. Mm-hmm. I didn't want that to be me. Yeah. And I knew this was my profession. It fits me hand in glove. So
you had this,
does that answer the question?
Yeah, it sure does. You have this desire. You have these other priorities in your life. Things are kind of falling flat, and you're kind of embarking on that, oh gosh, will I make it? Will I last? But I don't know how to do this. And you're in that, like, we should come up with a name for that spot. That's a swamp. That is not a swamp. That's about what it feels like. And
well, the other thing is, I mean, I don't know how this sounds, but I know I'm a good coach, and I know I make a difference for people. And I want it to be, you know, we all want to do what we're here to do.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, and things were holding you back. Time, anything was holding you back. So, yeah, so what was it that made you finally say yes to boot camp?
Well, honestly, Kate, it was you. I'll be honest, I would not have signed up for boot camp because I didn't know what I didn't know. Mm-hmm. I didn't know the things that Coaches Console has that I wasn't taking advantage of. I'd been using it for years, and it was great. I used it for scheduling appointments and for the log to communicate with my clients between sessions, and the prep forms before and the follow-ups after, and sharing tools. I used it. I thought I was using all of it. And then you, Kate, because say to everybody else, Kate has a policy where any group programs that she's offering, she invites her private clients in. So she said, hey, I'm doing this boot camp. Do you want to join? I said, absolutely. So and it's just what I needed. Mm-hmm. One thing about me is I'm somebody who, if you give me a goal, I'm going to go for it. Mm-hmm. And this was such a concrete thing. And there were step-by-step things we were supposed to do every week. And then you set up this contest. It's like,
I remember
I'm going for that.
You up.
Yeah. You know the way to motivate me. Or I found out, that's what another big motivator.
Perfect.
So
after boot camp, what would you say after boot camp was the biggest result in your business?
Well, I have never, like I said, I've never marketed my business, but in boot camp, the very first thing we were supposed to do was go out and get 100 new clients. And I was like, but I've already got my warm inner circle.
I'm going to stop you for a second. It's not 100. It's not 100 new clients. It's 100 new.
Did I say clients?
Yeah,
you did.
Although now we know the next contest for you.
I don't want 100 new clients. Can't handle them. No, I misspoke.
No worries. No worries.
So I said, how am I going to get that? So you know, Kate was saying, well, how are you going to get it? You're going to have to get out there and start networking. And I didn't know anything about networking. The whole idea sounded yucky. But I tell you, I am now an avid networker. And so to get my contacts, I first created a free gift so that I had something to offer to people that would make them want to sign up. Mm-hmm. The boot camp taught me all how to do that and what's the best way to create an enticing gift, and then all the emails that get dripped out afterwards that encourage people to then sign up for a session. And so it's the first step in ultimately turning them into clients. But now I'm a member of 6 different networking groups. I'm having a blast, and that has helped me, oh my gosh, as a result of that, I've been invited to speak at 3 different events. I've gotten referrals. I have this great network, supportive network, so when I want to get feedback, I've got 6 different groups. I can say, hey, I'm trying a new marketing message. Bingo, I get that. So networking has been...
mastermind group?
Yes, I started a mastermind group, which I'm adoring. And so I've just kind of been on fire. That initial really big, to me, seemed insurmountable goal has just, you know.
I'm sure you got more than 100 people.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. And and I've gotten clients. You know, I've gotten referrals that have turned into clients, so I'm making more money. I just got another client this week.
So nice. Congratulations.
So what was one of your favorite aspects, do you think, of boot camp?
I think my favorite aspect, I'm going to sneak in 2. Okay. One was just the way it was delivered, that it was so clear and step by step. Some other programs I've participated in are overwhelming. And I'm not saying this wasn't work. It was work. Mm-hmm. But it got me to do things I never would have done on my own, each one of which was helpful for my business. The other thing I would say, I hope I didn't lose it. The other thing, my favorite, that now I'm really using Coach's Console for all it has to offer. So there's so much that's automated. If I can take a minute to say, when I meet somebody, if there seems like there's something there, I can say, hey, well, if you're interested, I'd love to give you a free gift. I sign them up. That's all I do, and listen to the domino effect of what happens after that. I give them the free gift. The free gift is followed up automatically. I'm not doing a thing except being with my family. That's not true. I'm very busy. But they will then get emails over the next few weeks, and then each one of those will tell them, and if you'd like to explore more, go here and sign up for a complimentary session. They go, click on the link, they get showed my available times on the calendar, they select it, I get an email telling me they've signed up, and then the form is automatically sent to them to prepare for the session. They get the reminder 23 hours in advance. All of that's just happening. So I didn't have all that stuff in place, and it started with that free gift.
Cool.
So,
and after this conversation here, I'll throw one in for you. I also think one of your favorite aspects was the contest, apparently.
For sure. Yes. Okay, let's just be real. Let's just be real. That, yeah.
I did it.
It brought out the competitive in me, which served my goals.
Nice.
Yeah,
well, Nan, I've got one more question. We all could stay on this hangout for a long time. I know you're busy. You got to get back to your family. We do too. But I want to ask one more question. Mm-hmm. What I want to ask is, what would the Nan right here, you right here today, where you are today, with the wisdom you have and the experience you have, what would the Nan of now do, and what would you tell the Nan 5 years ago who just had this inkling of an idea of starting a coaching business, like the desire just popped up for you? Mm-hmm. What would you tell that Nan? What wisdom would you impart to her as she embarks on her journey?
I think I would say, if you want to hobble along, just do what you're doing, and that was fine. If you want to really make it a business and serve more people and have more fun, go get the expert help that will teach you what you don't know, that you don't know. Mm-hmm. And I think the real key, because ultimately I want to serve more people, make more money, and do it in less time. I think all of us would love to do that. Mm-hmm. And I do think the key to that is groups which is what I'm stepping toward, and automation. I mean, that's what you guys excel at, setting things up so that you can, so I'll say, setting things up so I can spend my time doing what I love, which is the coaching. Because that I'm fire about. I don't, the technology, it just, the less time I spend on the computer, the better.
Yeah. I'm with you for sure.
I love it, but I know everybody else doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you love it. I'm glad you love it, Melinda, because it's a gift to the rest of us.
Yeah, that's why we do
Absolutely.
what we do. And at the very beginning of the conversation, you talked about this tug of war. We kind of gave it that label, and what I'm really hearing in this wisdom is you found a way to have both and. Like, you can have your business as big as you want it to be with the big impact that you want, and you can still be with your family and do those things that you love to do. And one doesn't sacrifice the other. They both get to exist in really incredible ways that serves you really well.
Well, and I'll add on to that, the network, what I always thought of as marketing, that just, like a lot of coaches, marketing and sales, yuck. So the marketing, this thing that's serving me tremendously, it's so much fun. I mean, coaches are often social people, and these are wonderful people I'm meeting. And I'm developing some great friends out there. So that's a total win-win. I'm doing both at the same time.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks for giving me a kick in the butt and making me get out there.
She's good like
It was
that.
my pleasure.
A little too much pleasure.
She's good like that. Well, Nan, it has been fantastic being with you here today. Thank you so much for your time and for just kind of showing up. I know we just sprung this on you, but we really admire what you're doing in this world, and we're really grateful that you're out there doing it to the degree that you are. So thank you for your time today, and thanks to everybody for listening in, and we'll see you soon.
Bye now.